Welcome to the Clashing of Steel. Today I am playing Alexander and, well, he is great. You're either gonna love this commander or you're gonna hate it. Love it for the impact damage that you can do with him, and hate it for the impact damage you might receive from him. So, as usual, the first focus with the cavalry is to take the watchtower, to get the vision, to see what is coming and where can I utilize myself the best. And for my surprise, I am not directly in danger. There is some cavalry and there are slingers, but I'm far out of their reach. Because Alexander focuses heavily on charge impact, it is not the best choice for me to engage my opponents. I should probably wait, bait, and use the moments when opponents are exposed. When they are engaged and I can hammer them. As it usually is with the cavalry, you're often just going to wait for those moments where you can utilize your cavalry, where you can flank your opponents, where you can overwhelm weak opponents or any stragglers. As it is with most cavalries, it is not a smart move to go into head-to-head battles and hope to be victorious in those fights. There are exceptions for delaying your opponents or using some form of tactics, but not in a struggle match where your focus is to overwhelm the opponent by engaging them in melee. Well, I have been scouting for quite a while, and now the opponents are making their first bigger moves. Their war dogs are moving in, the cavalry is, well, it seems to be supporting them, or at least following them, and I need to choose what I'm going to do. I could go down towards my base, perhaps flank some infantries or spearmen, but I fear that our catapults might need a bit more help. So instead I'm going to support them. I think I might actually have been a bit late with my decision to go and help my team's artillery. There are cavalries already moving, so I need to be very careful with my choices. I can't exactly run through them because I rely heavily on impact and ain't resilient in a fight. So my key focus is to hope that these infantries will engage these cavalries and I can flank them. But for a moment here I thought they might actually come after me, so I made the first move. It almost felt that he was baiting me. So now that my first cavalry is engaged, I'm going to use my second one to hit the war dogs, or at least the handlers. As usual, the heavy impact damage demolishes their health bar. And still, I'm in a tight situation. My first cavalry, which is fighting successfully, is doing okay, but the one I used on the handlers is actually getting demolished. So, hoping to get away with some remnants, I make a disengaging move. I pull away, I try to retreat. And often enough, many players just either retreat too late or try to disengage right away and end up suffering. And well, sometimes players on key moments don't even disengage. I'm not sure that even I know exact moments when to disengage or how and where to disengage, because cavalry can be very weak at certain moments, and then again they can be very strong at key engagements. Often enough, the cavalry's effectiveness relies on the target of the opponents. Basically, if the opposing infantry is targeting you, or if they are targeting their original target. If they do target you, it is best to disengage, but if they continue to fight with their original target, you can inflict rather great damage upon them. But as usual with Alexander, it is best to disengage and re-engage once again. Just because the charge impact is around 90% of Alexander's damage. That might be an understatement, it's probably near to 100%, but around there. It also depends on the engagement and the match you're having. Alexander isn't my favorite cavalry. I think it actually might be one of my least played cavalries. That doesn't mean it's a bad cavalry. It has its own playstyle. But I just like to be a bit more resilient against ranged units. Just because Greek cavalry does not have shields. They do have bikes, which make them actually really valuable. Perhaps even they make it up with the pikes. But just with my playstyle, I usually prefer mobility and resilience in battles a bit more over the impact damage. What actually makes Alexander's cavalry so great is that even the remnants, as you see here, they can inflict huge impact damage. Often enough, if you're just dealing with some remnants of some infantries, you might just want to charge through them. It will totally annihilate them. It will throw them all over the place. I probably should play this cavalry a bit more. I mean, it's an incredible cavalry if you get a drop on the opponents, if your team members work with you, and if you, well, charge before your opponents. But staying in a resilient engagement or in a struggle match is something that this cavalry is not good at. Fortunately for me, there is a small tango going on at the opponent's base, and most of them are facing away from my direction. Well, this right here is just a lovely situation. All of these opponents are facing away from me, and well, there is a cherry on top of the cake. Slingers and javelins. Best things usually happen when opponents aren't paying attention. And well, this might be one of those things. Although my friendly slingers might have awoken them a bit. But as long as they are still focusing on the opponents behind their friendlies, I will have my moment. And here it is, javelins and slingers. That impact damage, it's just so lovely. So the match is pretty much over. I did some lovely impact damage, I annihilated their slingers, earned some good score when fighting against the war dogs and the cavalries, and in general having fun with the impact damage. I think it might be one of the harder cavalries to play correctly. Many might say barbarians are harder, but well, barbarians are usually really successful for me. Okay, so let's take a look at the score. So I am the top player in my team. I earned some offense score and some support score by flanking. My opponents didn't do that well. I destroyed their Arminius, I destroyed their Boudica and their Miltiades. As strong as Alexander is with the impact damage, he lacks ranged defense, or any form of resilience in a struggle match, making him weak in many aspects, but then again very strong at impact damage. And that is actually why Alexander is great. He has got many downsides, but he has got one significant upside. Anyways, don't forget to subscribe, and thanks for watching.